world of entertainment, versatility will take you places no other quality will, and nobody makes more of that particular quality than my guest today. Hello, everybody. I'm Anthony Velveet Hall, and welcome to THESPIANWERX. My guest is not only a party host, is not only an entity, is not only an icon, but he is actually the star of a wonderful movie called All That Matters. My guest today is the one, the only, the fashion plate, Mr. Christopher Martin.
You're everywhere. Every time I see you, you're doing something. You're a guy who almost never seems to be still. You have mastered multitasking. I always hear people talking about making sure you don't have too many irons in the fire, but you,
Right.
sir, definitely know how to work every iron in that fire. And before we get into a lot of the other things, tell us about the origins of Christopher Martin and how you got your foot into the entertainment field.
It's a long story, but I know we only have so much time, so I'll give you the condensed version, man. To be truthful, man, I fell into acting kind of bass backwards, so to speak. I played football on a football scholarship at Kansas State University many, many moons ago. Something I'm proud of, too. Got it out of Duncanville High School, right outside of Dallas, Texas, a nice suburb. Went to Kansas State, and that's where I found about you had to stay eligible to keep your scholarship. So after a great first semester, plenty of beer, plenty of parties, practice, hey Anthony, not a class in sight. I got called into the coach's office, and coach told me, like, next semester you better find something you can pass, or you won't be with us much longer playing football.
Oh, wow.
So when I came back, I'm looking through the registrar and stumble upon the School of Journalism, and saw mass communications, theater, improv, radio, TV, journalism, and I was like, oh, that I can pass these. You know what I mean? That was my thought. I can pass this.
Right.
And took improv one, theater one, and intro to mass communications my second semester as a freshman. And that's where I found what I was supposed to do. It was actually broadcasting and radio. I was a disc jockey, a sports anchor through the 90s before I fell back into acting. I was a DJ at Magic 108 FM in St. Louis, Missouri. And a talent agent saw me at a live remote and asked me, was I with an agent? I was like, huh? What? You know what I mean? Like, you don't act, you don't perform. I was like, no, I'm a disc jockey. Her name was Joni Tackett, and that's where got an agent, the headshots, and started. That was probably like 97, 98. Moved to Atlanta in 2009, and we've been on the hunt for Red October ever since.
What has been, without question, the most unpredictable interview that you've conducted at any event you've ever been in?
One comes right to mind, and it was how can I say this without? So it involves the actress Nicole Ari Parker, and okay. I was at an event at the Hyde Museum. I can't remember the artist's name, black artist. He was married to Victoria Rowland, who played Drusilla on The Young and the Restless. What was his name? God, I can't think of the actor's name. That's bad, but he was the first black actor. Oh, that's so bad. I could get mad at myself. But to have an exhibit at the Hyde Museum here in Atlanta. So it was a big night, red carpet, ATL profiles there. And Boris Kojo, Nicole Ari Parker are there, and I'm about to interview her, and of course, man, she's just drop dead gorgeous, and right. she's like getting herself together, and she moves, and her dress just goes, boop. I was like, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I done died and gone to heaven. And the whole time I was like, and she was kind of laughing and funny. She put her hand on my shoulder, and she was like, you gonna be able to focus? I was like, yeah, just don't have your tall ass husband beat my ass. That's all I want. Don't let, but Boris is big. That's a big brother. But he was innocent, just like a poop. And she's like, oh. I was like, one of the best things that's ever happened to me on the red carpet. Don't remember what I asked her. Don't remember what I said.
Oh man.
But great lady, awesome event. Another one that comes to mind on the red carpet was Deion Sanders when he had his. Let me tell you, nobody throws a party like Deion Sanders. When he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame, he threw a big party on Peachtree Street. I can't think of my memories. I'm getting old, Anthony. But to interview Deion Sanders, somebody I looked to, I played defensive back. Loved him at Florida State, the swag, the pizzazz. Outside of that, what he's done in the community and everything. This was some years back, so to talk to him and just hear him lay down, what it was to be he went in as a Falcon to be the first Falcon in the Hall of Fame, and he was really proud that night, humbled. So much love for him, man. That was an honor to meet Deion Sanders and interview him as well. Yeah.
Fuck you think you are, huh? I made you bitches. Then y'all gonna try to play me out like that?
Pretty hustle gang shit. All money in, queen of boss, don't fuck with lame shit. No blood. Since 93, I've been the same bitch. Had to get it out the gutter, self.
Log on to StallionSquad.com today and use discount code VELVET10 to get yourself some great savings on premium fitness gear, no matter what your fitness level may be. Stallion Squad, squad up. Welcome back to THESPIANWERX with Anthony Velvet Hall. Thank you guys so much for joining me. In continuing my conversation with Christopher Martin, we talk about him filming the movie All That Matters and how great it was to be receptive and listen to the great direction given to him by Al Robbins. Let's jump right back into my interview with Christopher Martin.
So, please enlighten everybody who has yet to see it. Okay. Highly recommend it. Please go check this movie out. Please tell everybody not just about All That Matters, but your character, and talk to us about the story behind All That Matters.
Great film. Shout out to Al Robbins and his wife, Charlene Falls. Husband and wife team, something I love to see when families, husband and wives can work together. And it was my third film with Al. Was a co-star in one. This is actually basically when I almost first moved to Atlanta and auditioned over the phone to get the part because we just couldn't meet. And then I did a short for him, real poignant short film. And then we get to All That Matters. And he called me and hit me up and was like, I got this role. You'd be perfect for it. Made me feel special. Didn't have to really audition, so to speak, because of what I did. And it fit me. The guy, it was kind of like me. He's got not a dead end job, but a 9-to-5 job he doesn't want to be in. He wants to travel the world and write a travel blog. And I've been there before, being an entertainer, an actor, and sometimes caught in jobs that I didn't want to be in, but you had to work. You got to put food on the table while you're waiting for the next casting director / producer to, make your dream come true. So the character Jay really spoke to me, and I can see why Al, thought of me and thought that I would fit that part. He's got problems, and he's been helping other people, but it's come to one of those moments in his life where it's like, am I going to keep helping other people? And I think a lot of people get caught up in that, when you want to help other people, you want to be a good person to other people. It comes to like, what am I going to do for myself? Like, how am I going to make sure that I'm happy? And he weaves through that without trampling on other people or basically alienating them. Al wrote the film, a tremendous writer. You talk about somebody who's a slash. I mean, he acted in it, he wrote it, he produced it, he directed it, you know what I mean? And if anybody doesn't know who Al Robbins is, look him up. So to shoot that movie was a great experience. My first leading man role of that magnitude. I booked a lot of stuff, day player, significant roles, but where I say this, Anthony, where I looked on all 94 pages and my character was on all 94 pages.
Nice.
Preparation, the studying of the lines. Shout out to Shay Mack, my peoples. Helped me with coaching, running the lines. I had a line coach, so I'm on set. And to wake up every day and know that, hey man, you got dialogue, and to be in that mode. He gave me great direction. Because you get a role or you do something like that, whether it's an independent film, major film, but whether you're me or Denzel, you or Troy Bland or anybody, you get an idea of how you see the character. But when the director gets you on set, hey, slow down, because I see it like this. And me and Al had a great moment on set where I got that. Well, you know what I mean? I've been directed, so to speak, but there was a scene where I've been rehearsing it, on my own, where I get to go off on my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend. And I've been waiting for this scene, like, man, I'm going to let her have it when we shoot this. So I'm, and Al was like, do it a different. I want you to do it. I was like, Al, man, I'm like, at this point, Jay is, living. He's hot. He's PO'd. He's like,
right.
He's like, I want more face. You know what I mean? Not just your face to show how angry you are. You know what I mean? And when I saw my version, he said, great. He's like, you know what? We'll shoot it your way once. But shoot it my way. I got you. Man, I looked at both of those. I was like, all right, I see why you're the director, man. All right, man, I see why you're the director. So that experience in All That Matters, along with everything else, was something that I hold dear to my heart. Like you think you know some stuff or you've learned, but at that moment I was like, that's what that's what they be trying to pull out of you. And when I saw the scene at the PVIFF, I was like, yeah. So I appreciate what you say about the movie. It was, Amazon Prime, Amazon UK. We had it you can still get it on Target. You can Target online and a few other places. I think the movie channel as well. But we were one of the films that were in the running to be the best film of that weekend. We were there. We lost, but I think there was 4 or 5 films that they had picked. And a lot of people thought we should have won. So that's a great feeling, much like yourself. And when you, to wrap up on All That Matters a little bit, when you see the finished product and you hear what you and other people say, it's a feeling, man, that lets you know that I'm in the right space. Like I'm not fooling myself, so to speak. And not that I've been at this a long time, but when you just cross over to the next plateau, like if I get a recurring role on, Snowfall, you know what I mean? It's like, I've been working for this, but I got it. Like I do belong, you know what I mean? Like it's some clarity behind your skills. So we were very pleased to get the reaction we did from the PVIFF. Shout out to all those people, yourself, who work, volunteer, make that event happen for filmmaking here in Atlanta. And it was one of the best experiences, when it aired there, and, the love we got. And that's why the film festivals are around, man, for those kind of moments. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And once again, I told everybody that was listening to this that this was not just an entertaining podcast, but an informative podcast. And you mentioned yourself that you had a vision for the character, but ultimately it's the director's vision that matters most. And it's not saying that you can't, say that, well, I see it this way and the director won't take what you say into consideration. But ultimately, as an actor, you have to be versatile enough, and you got to be enough of a sponge and get over yourself just a little bit to let the director direct. Right. And that's something that has to happen.
Man, great point, man. And that's what you got to get out of self, because it wasn't so much that my way wasn't right. You know what I mean? Like, you could see the anger. I mean, it played, but to capture that scene, it was the way Al had envisioned it. And I take that experience. I've shared that with other actors, other people who are not actors, but want to be directors or whatever. And what I also say behind that as well is he was willing to listen. You know what I mean? Sometimes you
Right.
get, and directors are who they are. You know what I mean? So you got to, juggle egos with that as well. But, it was really special, and I think keen to making it happen, that he had a listening ear and was willing to let me shoot it to make that point. I mean, that won't happen all the time. It doesn't. Sometimes it's like, hey, you're shooting it like this, cut it, blah, 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 do it. But that openness and that willing to listen on his part actually, added to what we were doing as well.
13 when I had you.
My mom was the sexiest woman of the year.
She makes a comeback on TV and he just shows up.
Where you been?
I was out with my son. I slept on his couch.
It's kind of like killing 3 birds with 1 stone.
Hey, thank you guys so much for joining me today for THESPIANWERX, and thank you to my guest, the one and only fashion plate, Christopher Martin. Hey guys, I can't wait to talk to you again, and be sure to stay tuned to THESPIANWERX right here on the King Network. And remember the 3 things I always tell you guys. Life is short, death is certain, and be sure to love on the people God gives you, because one day He's going to want them back. Peace and love. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.